Good morning, grade 5. A warm welcome to the English class. Hope you all are doing great today. Let's start a new chapter today from your English reader, chapter 2, Rikki Tikki and Nag. So, this is a story taken from the famous book, The Jungle Book, written by Rudyard Kipling. He is an English poet, novelist, and short story writer. He was born in India, so his love for the Indian culture is reflected through all his works. A few of his other works are Just So Stories, The White Man's Burden, and Captains Courageous. So this story, Rikki Tikki and Nag, is about a baby mongoose who lost his family in a flood. He was adopted by Teddy and his parents, and they were residing in India. And this baby mongoose, Rikki Tikki, became so protective of this family that he would always try to save them from dangers like snakes. So let's read the story. Before that, turn to page number 18 in your textbook. You can see a warm-up exercise mentioned there. Let's see what it is. Read the story Stuart Little by E.B. White. So it's a warm-up activity. You can read the story Stuart Little written by E.B. White, which is about a white little mouse who was adopted into a family. Now let's read the story. All of you please look at your textbook. Rikki Tikki went off for his nightly walk around the house, and in the dark he ran into Chuchundra the muskrat creeping round by the wall. Chuchundra is a broken-hearted little beast. He whimpers and cheeps all night, trying to make up his mind to run into the middle of the room, but he never gets there. So Rikki Tikki, the baby mongoose, he was walking around the house at night. And then he bumped into a muskrat. What was his name? His name was Chuchundra. This muskrat was a poor little thing, was always scared about the dangers around him. So when he bumped into Rikki Tikki, he got really scared. He told Rikki Tikki, "Don't kill me," said Chuchundra, almost weeping. "Rikki Tikki, don't kill me." He got scared that Rikki Tikki might kill him. So he pleaded not to kill him. "Do you think a snake killer kills muskrats?" said Rikki Tikki scornfully. So while Rikki Tikki was walking around the house, he was trying to protect his family from the snakes which were living around. So he was looking for some snakes, it seems. So he was all set out to kill the snakes which were trying to harm the family. So when Chuchundra pleaded him not to kill him, this baby mongoose scornfully, means disrespectfully, made fun of him, that he was all set out to kill rats. Why would he kill a mere muskrat? So he made fun of him and said, "Those who kill snakes get killed by snakes," said Chuchundra, more sorrowful than ever. "And how can I be sure that Nag won't mistake me for you some dark night?" So Chuchundra was telling this baby mongoose that if he was all set out to kill snakes, it's also possible that the snake might mistake Chuchundra for Rikki Tikki. So it's possible that he would get killed. Who? Chuchundra might get killed. But then, let's see what Rikki Tikki replied. "There is not the least danger," said Rikki Tikki. "Nag is in the garden and I know you don't go there." So what did the baby mongoose tell Chuchundra? So Rikki Tikki told Chuchundra that he does not need to worry about Nag the snake, because Nag usually stays in the garden and Chuchundra won't go there. So there is no danger. He does not need to worry that the snake might mistake Chuchundra for Rikki Tikki. "I must not tell you anything. Can't you hear, Rikki Tikki?" So they were making just fun of each other. Let's see what happened next. Rikki Tikki listened. The house was very still, but he thought he could just catch the faintest scratch in the world. A noise as faint as that of a wasp walking on a window pane, of the dry scratch of a snake's scales on brickwork. So Rikki Tikki was listening eagerly, was listening very carefully if he could hear any snakes getting into the house. And then, when he was listening carefully, he heard a faint scratch. What was that sound? The scratching of scales of a snake. Where? On the wall. He heard a snake crawling into the house. Let's see what happened next. That's Nag or Nagaina, he said to himself, and he is crawling into the bathroom sluice. Sluice means a small gate or a channel to drain water. So he felt like he heard a snake crawling into the bathroom sluice. He felt it might be either Nag, the male snake, or Nagaina, the female snake. He stole off to Teddy's bathroom, but there was nothing there, and then to Teddy's mother's bathroom, where he heard Nag and Nagaina whispering together outside in the moonlight. So what happened? He was trying to find the snake. He felt like he heard this snake crawling into the bathroom, but when he checked Teddy's bathroom, he could not find any snake in there. So what happened? He then went to Teddy's mother's bathroom. But from inside the bathroom, he heard the two snakes, the snake couple, Nag and Nagaina. They were talking to each other outside the house in the moonlight. Let's see what happened next. When the house is empty of people, said Nagaina to her husband, he will have to go away, and then the garden will be ours again. Go in quietly and remember to first bite the big man who killed Kite. When you are done, come out and tell me, and we will hunt for Rikki Tikki together. The big man in the family, that is Teddy's father, had killed their friend Kite. So this snake couple wanted to take a revenge on this Teddy's family. So this Nagaina was telling her husband that when no one is home, Nag, her husband, should get into the house and then hide in there. And then when he sees the big man, when he gets a good chance, he should bite this big man and kill him because he killed their friend Kite. And after killing the big man, Nag should come out and tell Nagaina that he killed the big man, and then they will go hunt for Rikki Tikki later together. So this was Nagaina's plan, and she was telling this plan to her husband Nag, the male snake. But then let's see what Nag was replying. But are you sure that there is anything to be gained by killing the people? Asked Nag. The male snake, Nag, he got doubtful whether is there anything to get, is there anything to gain by killing these people. And then let's see what Nagaina replied. Everything. When there were no people in the bungalow, did we have any mongoose in the garden? So long as the bungalow is empty, we are king and queen of the garden. And remember that as soon as our eggs in the melon bed hatch, as they may tomorrow, our children will need room and quiet. So what happened? Nagaina reminded her husband Nag why he should kill this family. See, Rikki Tikki was adopted into this family. And when this family came to live in this place, Rikki Tikki came along with them. And mongooses and snakes are enemies. So if the family was not living there, there would have been no mongoose also. So somehow Nagaina wanted to get rid of the mongoose to protect their soon to be born babies. She was getting a safe place ready for her babies. So this thing she reminded her husband. Let's see what happened. I hadn't thought of that, said Nag. I will go, but there is no need that we should hunt for Rikki Tikki afterwards. I'll kill the big man and his wife and the child if I can and come away quietly. Then the bungalow will be empty and Rikki Tikki will have to go. So what did Nag say? Nag said he thinks there is no need to kill Rikki Tikki. We can spare him. Why? Because if we kill the whole family, if we kill Teddy's family, the father, mother and Teddy, Rikki Tikki may have to go away from there because there will be no one to take care of him. So if the family is getting killed, Rikki Tikki might go away on his own. So let's see what happened next. Rikki Tikki was listening to all these plans. Rikki Tikki tinkled with rage. Then Nag's head came through the sluice and his 5 feet of cold body followed it. Why cold body? Because snakes are reptiles. They are cold-blooded. So their body is usually very cold. So while Rikki Tikki listened to all these plans, he got really angry. So he was tingling, he was shivering with rage. And then he saw Nag's head coming out of the bathroom sluice. And this Nag was 5 feet long. So he saw this 5 feet long snake coming out of the sluice, and then, angry as he was, Rikki Tikki was frightened when he saw the size of the big cobra. So this Nag was a cobra. So Rikki Tikki was both frightened and angry when he saw this 5 feet long cobra. What am I to do? Thought Rikki Tikki. If I kill him here, Nagaina will know. But if I fight him out in open, the odds will be in his favor. So these snakes were trying to kill Rikki Tikki's foster family. What do you mean by foster family? A family which will take care of you if your biological family is not present. If someone loses their biological family, they can get adopted into a foster family. So this baby mongoose was adopted into this foster family, and he was so protective of them. So when he heard these snakes planning to kill this family, he got very angry. He thought of what he can do about this. Nag waved to and fro, and then Rikki Tikki heard him drinking from the water jar that was used to fill the bath. So what happened? Nag, the male snake, came out of the bathroom sluice, and Rikki Tikki heard him drinking water from a water jar. Nag wrapped himself, coil by coil, round the bulge at the bottom of the water jar, and Rikki Tikki stayed still as death. Stay still as death means stand still without moving. So he saw this snake coiling around the water jar to drink water, and Rikki Tikki was standing there still without making any noise. After an hour, he began to move inch by inch towards the jar. So after some time, Rikki started moving towards the snake. Nag was asleep, and Rikki Tikki looked at his big back, wondering where would be the best place to get a good hold. So he's planning to attack this snake, and he was thinking which would be the best place to bite him, to attack him. If I don't break his back at the first gem, said Rikki, he will fight. And if he fights, oh Rikki, he looked at the thickness of the neck below the hood, but that was too much for him, and a bite near the tail would only make Nag angry. So Rikki Tikki was getting confused whether to bite the head first or tail first. It was a huge cobra. If he does not break his back at the first gem, the snake might attack him back. But if he bites his tail first, it will only make the snake more angry, and it will again attack Rikki Tikki. It must be the head, he said at last. So finally he decided that he should hit the head first. The head above the hood. So this cobra has got a hood. You might have seen in pictures, and once I am there, I must not let go. So Rikki Tikki decided that he should attack the snake on the head first. Then he jumped. The head was lying a little clear of the water jar. Rikki bit down with all his might and braced his back against the bulge of the red earthenware jar to hold down the head. So what happened? Rikki waited for the right time to attack. So when the right time came, he jumped onto the snake and he hit the snake's head first. He tried to push down or bite down the snake with all his might. He was trying to keep up the balance by supporting his back against the bulge of the red earthenware water jar. This gave him just 1 second's purchase, and he made the most of it. Then he was battered to and fro like a rat shaken by a dog, back and forth on the floor, up and down and around in great circles. His eyes were red, but he held on as his body was cartwheeled over the floor. So they were both attacking each other. It was a fierce battle. So let's see what happened next. He was dizzy, aching and felt shaken to pieces when something went off like a thunderclap just behind him. So they were fighting a fierce battle. They were trying to kill each other, but then hearing all this noise, The big man in the family, Teddy's father, had woken up, and what he did? He shot barrels of a shotgun into Nag. So at first, Ricky could not make out what was happening. His fur got burned. So he thought he was the one who got shot. So what happened? Rikki Tikki held on with his eyes shut. For now he was quite sure he was dead, but the head did not move. And the big man picked him up and said, "It's the mongoose again, Alice. The little chap has saved our lives this time." So Ricky thought he was the one who got shot. But when the big man picked him up, he came back to his senses. And he realized that the big man shot Nag and the snake was killed. And this big man, was telling his wife that the mongoose, the baby mongoose, Rikki Tikki, has saved their lives from the snake. So that was the story of Rikki Tikki and Nag. Did you like the story? Shall we read this again? Children, please read the story once again. And after that, you can move on to the reading comprehension exercise. In the reading comprehension exercise, you have different sections. The first section is write T for true and F for false sentences. You are given a few sentences here. Based on the story, you have to identify whether the sentence given here is true or false, and you have to write T for true, and if it is false, you have to write F. Now the second section is read these sentences and answer the questions that follow. So based on your reading and understanding of the story, you can answer these questions in your own words. You may note down the answers in your notebook. Now the next section is answer these questions, which are a few more questions based on the story. So answer these questions in your own words. The next section is think and answer. And here you have got 3 questions. Do read these questions carefully and answer to them in your own words. Now the next section is values and life skills exercise, and here it says about family bonding. In the story, Rikki Tikki feels that he is a part of Teddy's family, so much so that he risks his life to save them from Nag. Discuss with your elbow partner why you think it's important for a family to be together. So Rikki Tikki, the baby mongoose, was adopted into this family, Teddy's family. So he felt like he is one of the members in the family. So he felt it's his duty to protect them. He had such a great bonding with the family members. So do you think it is necessary to have such great bonding in a family? Do you think it is necessary that we all should be there for each other? What do you think about it? Just note down your points in your notebook. So children, that's all for today. You can write down all these answers in your notebook and then submit through Microsoft Teams. So once you all have submitted the answers, we'll be giving you the right answers. So if needed, you can make any corrections to your answers. So that's all for today. Let me remind you the homework once again. Just read the story again, and we'll also be posting a worksheet based on this class. Make sure you go through that as well and do accordingly. So that's all for today. See you all in the next class. Till then, bye.